Shalom. I give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, and double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, Great Millstone, that taught us this word. I just wanted to talk about, the destruction of America, also known as Babylon the Great, the city of confusion. Because this upcoming destruction is going to be so vast and powerful that it's only going to take, 1 hour for the Most High to destroy it. And mainly, the weapon that the Most High is going to use are these nuclear missiles that's prophesied in the scriptures. There's so many of them are going to touch down on America. It's going to take an hour to destroy it. That's how great the destruction is going to be. Along with the angels and the chariots blasting on America as well. But mainly, this main destruction is going to come from these millions of ICBM missiles. And the Most High set this man up, Esau, to create these missiles. We're going to read about that. But the first scripture I want to get is Revelation 18:10. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. Yeah, that judgment is of these missiles, man, destruction. And all these different nations that did business with America, all these other nations are going to see that destruction. It's going to be broadcast live on news or whatever. This is why I said standing far off, all these different nations. The merchants of the earth, are going to weep and mourn, like it says in the next scripture, because they're not going to be able to, make no money off America anymore. It said that mighty city, Babylon the Great, or that great city Babylon, which is talking about America. That mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And how's that judgment going to come? Through these missiles. Next scripture is 2 Ezra 16:13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss, when they begin to be shot unto the ends of the world. Yeah, so it's not talking about an actual bow and arrow. Because we always say this, you can't shoot a bow and arrow from one end of the earth to the other. That's talking about the missile that looked like an arrow to the prophets. Man, when the prophets saw that vision, they described it as an arrow, and it went up into the atmosphere, came back down, and they saw America being destroyed from one end of the earth into another. Yeah, so for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss. Yeah, those missiles aren't going to miss. Like it says in Joel, none shall break their ranks. These missiles aren't going to fail, not one. Everyone that's shot off is going to hit its target when they begin to be shot unto the ends of the world. Yeah, Russia, all these different nations, they got missiles. They're all going to blast on America during World War III. So yeah, like I said before, the Most High, set this man up to create these missiles. About the smith that blew off the coals. This is Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I created the smith that blew off the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. That smith that's talking about, the nuclear scientists and the engineers, the rocket scientists that create these missiles. These engineers out here, but the Most High put it in the spirit, mainly the Germans, to create this technology. That's the smith, and I bring forth the instrument for his work, and I created the waster to destroy. Yeah, that waster is gonna destroy, like we read in Revelation. It's a waster. It's gonna waste away in 1 hour. It's gonna take only 1 hour for that waster to destroy. No weapon formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and the righteousness is of me, saith the Lord of power. Yeah, no weapon formed against thee is going to prosper, because and that's talking about the remnant, the elect, 144,000 and 1/3. No weapon is going to hurt those guys, man, because they're going to get delivered. You know, no weapon, whether it be the missiles, whether it be these militia groups, these race wars, whether it be these concentration camps that's coming up. No weapon that's formed against the men of the Lord are going to prosper. Because the Most High is going to be with those men. And they're going to be delivered. Like it says in Revelation 11 and 12, which I'm about to read, Revelation 11 and 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up into heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. Yeah, they ascended up into heaven in a cloud. That cloud's talking about, the UFOs, quote unquote UFOs, aerial phenomenons. We know them as the chariots of Israel. That's going to be the deliverance of the elect and the 1/3. They get beamed up. Beam me up, Scotty. That's what we always say. They're going to get beamed up in a cloud. And the enemy's going to behold them. All these other different nations of people. 2/3 is our enemy right now. Esau. All that hate thee is going to see us, see the elect. Whoever those men are get beamed up. They're going to behold that. In that same hour, there was a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were frightened, and gave glory unto the power of heaven, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Yes, at that same hour, there's a great earthquake. That earthquake is the nuclear missiles touching down in America. The scriptures say the earth shall rock to and fro like a drunkard. That's how powerful this destruction is going to be. And the 10th part of the city fell. That city's talking about America. Because America is broken up into 10 different regions. And I got this image right here from the United States zipcodes.org. America's separated by zip codes, 10 of them. The 10th part of the city, this whole Great Babylon, this whole landmass is going to be destroyed. It's broken up into 10 different parts. Like the West Coast, all the zip codes start with 9, all the way to Maine, broken up into 10 different sections. So it says in that same hour there was a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. And in the earthquake were the slain of men 7,000. Yeah, 7,000 men. That's complete number of men. Everyone that's not part of the elect and the 1/3 is gonna that's standing in America is gonna be destroyed and slain. And the remnant were frightened. Yeah, the remnant, the elect, 1/3 that make it up out of here, that get beamed up, they're gonna be free. They're gonna be afraid. They're gonna look down from the ships, and it's gonna be a fearful sight. But at the same time, they're gonna get glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So yeah, this destruction that's coming up is going to be a great destruction. It's going to be a beautiful disaster. The remnant's going to be scared, but at the same time, they're going to give glory unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushua because they were delivered. And then they're going to bring on the kingdom. So just hold fast and pray and just stay settled and rooted in this truth, man. Lord willing, we're part of that number, that remnant that ascends up into heaven, into that cloud. Because that's the only hope. That's the only hope for anyone. So with that, shalom.